She laughs. All right, no beating around the bush then. It's been great, but there is so much to it. Everyone left us alone for the first week, which was amazing. She closed her eyes and smiled. Oh, yeah. How amazing are we talking? I need deets on our future Alpha King. You know, for comparison. Lillian chimes in. Well, I have two, so there's that. She smiles wickedly, and I can't decide if I want to know any more or not. The more they talk about SX around me, the less embarrassed it makes me. But she's also talking about Xander, my cousin, and Big Brother's stand-in. I'm curious and conflicted. Have you had them both at the same time? I always kind of wondered how that worked. I mean, having multiple mates isn't, rare, but it's not super common either. Do they get jealous at all? Nope, no jealousy. Actually, it's a turn-on to watch. They are both really hot, and I never knew I was into watching, but having to just sit and watch them touch each other. And I'm out. I can listen to a lot of things and I am not judging at all. But I don't not want that in my head every time I have to talk to my Alpha King. Wyatt gets up and grabs Nathaniel's arm as he approaches the table. What's up? He tries to balance his plate. That is a conversation you do not want to be a part of. Mina is here. I know I wanted to say hi. She's describing her escapades with her two mates. She just started going into detail about them pleasing each other. Nathaniel's eyes go wide. Got it. Hi, Mina. Let us know when you are not gossiping. They both turn around and walk away. I thought they would never leave. She giggles. Don't get me wrong, I was not lying. Watching my guys go at it all sweaty and animalistic is the hottest fucking thing I have ever seen in my whole life. Then it only gets better when they bring me in. But I am actually here for you. What do you mean? I actually saw your guys. They were at the castle for a couple hours yesterday, and I think they stayed around hoping to see you. But your mission took longer than we thought. Alpha Reggie gave them an overview of what your job is now, and they were trying to catch you in between. They brought you these. She handed me the duffel bag she had been carrying, but I didn't pay any attention to it since it looks like any other black duffel bag any of the warriors carry. Just so you know, they know about your mission at XIII and that you had been taken hostage, and it took a month to get you back. No other details. They also know about your connection to the Alpha King, but not that the Rogue King is more than likely targeting you because of your connection. Alpha Reggie gave them enough details to let them know how important you are, and have been to this mission, but not enough for them to lose their temper and pack you up and take you home. Oh, okay. I don't know why I felt disappointed that they just went with whatever Alpha Reggie said and didn't push for more information about me. I should be happy they were here to see me. But maybe that was just out of a sense of obligation. Don't look like that. Remember, it's been 1.5 years almost, and this is the second time they have been this close to you, but can't see you. It seems like something is always in the way, really. Yeah. The goddess wants me to stay as far from them as possible, so they can grow up and find their mates, and to stop being distracted with a feeling of needing to keep me safe. It's allowing them to focus. That did not sound bitter at all. Lillian laughed at me and I flipped her off. How long have you been stuffing down that particular feeling? My whole life. I roll my eyes. Well, I disagree. I think they have been smacked with reality and are coming to terms with it. Mina chides. What? Just open the bag. She shoves it at me. I open it, and it's full of black stuff kind of jumbled together. What is all this? I'll explain while you pull it out. They know you have a uniform that you wear while you're here and on mission, but they thought you could use some upgrades. She smiles, and I pull out the first thing. A set of wrist cuffs, with a small 2-inch blade stuck in each one and a few pockets for other things. I wrap them on my forearms and tie the laces. Oliver thought you could use the handheld weapons after your capture. I pull out boots next. We have combats that we wear with the warriors, but these go about halfway up my calf, and they also have blades tucked into hidden pockets. The boots are from your brother, and he must think you need weapons too. She laughs as I pull out the 4th-inch blades from the sheaths. I put these on and they fit perfectly and feel like pillows on my feet. Next is a supply belt. This one in leather, with extra hooks and D-rings for who knows what. But I can guess based on the very thick, sturdy look to it. This one is from Sam. On each side is an extension with a thigh strap gear, pockets, and more blades. Sam? I look at her with a knowing smile. Who else would buy you bondage in the form of gear? We all laugh. I'm just glad he's not here to see me put it on. Can you imagine the comments he would be making right now? Yes. He would tell you all the different ways he would tie your hot ass up to a bed. I can feel my entire body blush at that. There's one more thing. She bends down and reaches into the bag and pulls out a handful of material and passes it to me. It's a jacket. I shake it out and put it on. The hem is cropped just above my pants, so I have freedom of movement with the thick, soft material. The sleeves have bands of thick leather so I can move, but will be protected in a fight with minor weapons. The hood is lined with the same soft material from the body of the jacket, but lined with strips of the same leather as the arms on the outside. The jacket was the twins' idea. Apparently, you like to scrape yourself up when you fight. This will help with all the rogue stuff too, since they seem to use a ton of weapons. It will give you an extra layer of protection. I turn around with all my gear on. What do you think? I can't help smiling at the stuff they gave me. I don't know if they had help, based on the coordinations of the whole outfit. I should assume Sierra was involved. But it's all perfect, and what I need as these missions get longer and more difficult. You look like an assassin. Remind me not to piss you off now that you can beat 4 full-grown, fully trained wolves at one time, and are armed to the teeth with weapons too. Lillian laughs. 2 weeks later, our tracker on the supply trucks paid off, and we have found a consistent pattern of stops. Several teams are called in. We are going to finally pursue this from multiple fronts. Hopefully, this will end soon. Packs are still being attacked, but all we can do is go in and make sure everyone is trained enough to get to safety. We have noticed a higher number of survivors as we go in to help after attacks, but it's not enough for me. The attacks need to end. This rogue king is going to have nobody to rule if he keeps on like this. Tracker, you will lead a team here. Assistant points to a place on the map about 4 hours north of us. Thomas, your team will take the east flank. Drive them towards the ocean line where Nicholas and I will be with our teams to intercept. The southern end butts up to the northern portion of the Alpha King's territory. We will put our newer recruits and all of those packs' security detail heavy on those borders. With Gina, Nathaniel, and the rest of the tech team, we have been able to slowly cause problems with their supply chains coming and going from the sea. This attack will cut them off completely, and they will know we are onto them. There's no turning back. Do all team leaders understand your assignments? A confident yes, sir, echoes across the room. Get with your teams and discuss your strategy. Get to know your lay of the land, and remember to be aware of the invisible enemies too. Dismissed. Skylar, Gina, and Lillian, stick around. We all stop and turn back to him, and just stand there while he finishes several conversations, and is apparently waiting for the room to clear. I have a separate mission for you 3 that is in tandem to this one. We have visual confirmation on Mike's whereabouts. Gina and I stop breathing, waiting for him to finish. I am placing you 3 here. He points to a spot on the map that is about 100 miles from my pack's northwestern border, but not near the isthmus that connects the island to the mainland. That's a weird place to be unless he's planning to attack by boat, which is possible. According to Nathaniel, he has been moving in Blue Crescent's direction slowly over the last month. We think he is targeting you, little one. Now, whether that is because you got away from him or because the rogue king wants you, we don't know. What we do know is that your pack is in imminent danger. I look up from the map and just stare at him. They have been warned and are taking all precautions, but I thought you would want to be placed in between your pack and the threat. Absolutely. Thank you, sir. He just nods. We are also working under the assumption that he thinks Gina is with you. He clearly tracked you home thinking that's where you would run to after being captured. We may be able to slow them down by using you both as a distraction, but only if you are up for it. It will be the three of you. I need Wyatt and Nathaniel on the defensive line to intercept Tracker's wave of rogues. He looks at both of us. We don't even need to confer with each other. Mike is going to die, and it will be at our hands. He won't get to hurt another girl again. Yes, sir, we both say confidently. A week later, most of the compound is packing up the different jeeps and SUVs we will all take to our initial starting positions. I hug Wyatt. Come back in one piece, all right? What are you talking about? I'm not the try-to-kill-me magnet. You be careful. I know you want Mike, but don't let him take you out in the process. He doesn't get to win like that. He pulls me into another headlock hug, then moves over to Lillian and Gina. I hug Nathaniel too. I'll see you soon. Keep me posted on that Overwatch. I wink at him and he winks back. Even though he's going to be working with the cleanup team, I know he'll have drones in the air for Alpha Reggie and the other leaders to keep track of what's going on all the time. It gives us the advantage because any one of them watching can link us to give us a heads up. We all climb in our vehicles and disperse like a flurry of ants in different directions. This is it, the beginning of the end, hopefully. I didn't realize how far the site of the training compound was from the ocean and my pack. I always just looked at a map, did the math for the closest border, and just always had it's only 2 hours away in my head. It took us nearly 5 to get to our assigned location. When we stepped out of the SUV, I could literally smell pack members on the breeze. I was so close to home, and yet I couldn't go anywhere near them until this threat was taken care of. We set up camp and checked in with the rest of the teams. We were one of the last 2 to check in. No one had any trouble getting to their position, and I don't know if I should be suspicious about that or not. I chose to keep the idea that somebody on the enemy's side probably knows something about us moving out of the compound. The following day, we got reports of our tech and cyber team being set up and picking up movement. Tracker, you're good to go. Looks like they are moving their latest shipment. Thomas, the team you're tracking has doubled in size. They seem to be in a holding pattern. Brogan, is your team ready to intercept? You have about an hour before the first wave. The lead truck seems to have all equipment. Take it out before you attack. It could buy some time. Nicholas, move your team north. One supply truck has veered from the route. It was a constant barrage of information all day. I forgot what it was like to have so many people in my head. It was starting to give me a headache. Midge, there's been no sign of Mike at all. I have a bad feeling about that, Nathaniel said over everyone. Most of the chatter died down. What do you mean, no sign? Assistant asks, opening the link to several more people. Based on the look on Lillian and Gina's faces, they were added, and probably the rest of the team leads. We saw him at his camp last night, and then nothing at all after he went inside his tent. They packed his shit this morning. I've been on this watch personally. We'll figure it out. Are we still the closest to his last known position? I can't dwell on what might have been missed. He's on his way. I can feel it, and he's ready for revenge after we got away from him. If he stays on the path he's been taking for the last 2 days. Yes, you are in his path. We'll start a scout party and keep you updated. He's not that smart, but I'm pretty sure the people around him are. I want to check in every 15 minutes from here until we find him. Understood? Assistant asks. Well, I guess growls is more like it. Understood. The three of us say together, "Let's pack up and start heading that way." I point just northwest of us. It didn't seem like he was following the coast, but he may be heading to the island entrance or somewhere near it. Both girls agree, and we make quick work of camp. We decided to leave the SUV parked as if we were hiking. It will mean more flexibility if we do find him, and we can leave unnecessary gear here too. Jenna and I have been working with Lillian and Sierra on shifting without destroying clothes, so none of us need to worry about any heavy bags slowing us down. We walk for most of the day, staying about 20 feet apart so we can cover more ground, trying to smell if they have been here or not. When the sunlight starts to change to a darker yellow, we shift our position in a wide arc and start to head back to where we came from. We didn't find anything, but it sure beats waiting around for nothing to happen. Once the sun set behind the mountains and the air started to take a cooler turn and dusk set in, we heard it. A crackling fire and murmuring voices. I stop and the girls follow suit, no questions asked. We are that attuned to each other and have developed a high level of trust. They listen too. We don't mind Link. None of us want to miss anything if these are rogue wolves. The conversation sounds serious, but whispered. They know anyone could be watching. At least they have some common sense. That B-Teach was supposed to be here. They fucking lied to us. Probably set us on a wild goose chase just to see how long we would stay out here looking for her. One guy says, "I can only see profiles with them being between the firelight and us." Yeah, I dare you to call Mike and tell him that. See what he says about the wild goose chase. The guy in the center pulls out a phone. I look back and forth to the girls at my sides. They are here for one of us, and Mike isn't here. What does that mean? We also know, some of them, at least, can't mind Link, so they are reliant on cell phones. We can probably make this work. I tilt my head to the right, signaling Lillian to head the way, and to the left for Gina. We are going to surround them, one for each of us. Oh, Sistin, we have some activity. 3 guys. They mention Mike, but he isn't here. They are using cell phones to communicate. We are going to try and neutralize these guys and see what we can find out. Stay safe, little one. Always. I giggle at him, and he just huffs. We all get into position, and I give Lillian the lead. She's in front of them now and can see what they are doing. She holds her hand up to stop us. They are all looking at something, heads close together. Then all hell breaks loose. The silence was broken by a low, guttural growl that reverberated through the woods. I was thrown forward, but recovered quickly, rolling to the side as another swipe of an arm blew past my head. I lost track of the girls, but I'm sure they were keeping just as busy as me. A second guy joined my fight. Both of these guys were big-ish. I guess when you compare anyone to my guys, they are just ish. But everyone is always bigger than me, and the stupid ones think that makes them better than me. These two were no different. One lunges at me, trying to get at my legs. I turn away and use the move I used on one of the guys forever ago, and used one of his arms to swing me up and jab my elbow into the soft spot on his lower back, making his muscles spasm. He drops to recover while his buddy comes at me, grabbing one of my arms. I twist under, but he doesn't let go right away, and the skin-to-skin rubbing burns like a B-Teach. I manage to break his grip, though, as I continue to move behind him and kick his knee in. It was too much to hope I broke something, which would slow him down. Bonehead number 1 comes at me with a couple wild punches. I manage to grab one wrist and use his forward momentum to pull him towards me, punch his face, and knee him in the thigh. I push off of him and move onto his buddy with a side kick to the center of his chest, knocking him backwards. I'm not trying to let them get their hands on me. Number 1 comes at me, and I throat punch him as he reaches for me, and number 2 grabs me from behind, lifting me off the ground. Number 1 smiles his yellow rotted smile and stalks forward, panting hard. Fighting is clearly not their main job. When he gets close enough, I kick up hard, catching him in the jaw. This time I heard bones crack as his head whipped back unnaturally, and he fell backwards, and I let my body weight pull me and number 2 down and forward. I reach back and grab 2 handfuls of hair, throwing him over my shoulder and onto his back. I pull out one of my wrist blades and stab him in the upper chest and twist the knife, making it harder to heal. I hear a yell for help from Lillian, so I leave this douche to his wounds. Number 1 didn't get up. I made a quick check for his breathing. Nothing. Not sure how that works, but I'm also not going to question one less dickhead to deal with. I take off for the sounds of my friends. Gina has 1 guy fallen in front of her. She's got 2 more battling for her attention. Lillian's guy has her pin up to a tree and a knife at her throat. He's talking to her, but I can't hear what he's saying over the rest of the fighting noise. I move up behind him. I'm downwind, so he shouldn't scent me coming. I put my own blade on his throat. Where's your boss hiding? Is he too much of a chicken shit to come and find me himself? I dig the knife in. I don't care if these guys die. That really should bother me. But I can't dissect that train of thought now. You little B-teach. You're not worth the trouble. He can have any PSC he wants, and he chooses the biggest pain in the ass he could find. He didn't say you had to be pretty when we brought you back. He swings back and catches me with his elbow. My knife digs in and slices across his throat, but not enough to be lethal. You are GH. Just for that, I'm going to F you so hard up against this tree that you can't fight back anymore. At his words, I see red. My wolf and I seem to almost connect in our anger. This is the type of guy that needs to never walk this earth again. I don't even know what happened, but when I blink, I am straddling him, 2 knives in my hands and blood everywhere. Lillian grabs my shoulder and I flinch away from her. It's just me. Let's go. Gina needs help. We both take off, and Gina's guys are at least smart enough to know we pose a bigger threat than they thought. They take off, and we are in pursuit. We caught up with several guys. No, Mike. 4 down, and we are chasing 2 now. I basically scream into the mind link. I don't think I have ever had to report in while chasing down someone before. It's a little irritating. I have no idea what direction we are running in. I do know that we are not letting these guys get away from us, though, and we have adrenaline on our side right now. They shift as they head over a ridge, and we lose them for a few minutes. Then I hear the unmistakable sounds of growling. We shift immediately and let our wolves add their speed. We see our rogues engaged in a fight with pack wolves, my pack's wolves. I can smell the familiar scents as we cross into the patrol borderlines. The clash of fangs and claws echoed through the forest, and the wolves exchanged ferocious blows. The movements are so fast, it's hard to tell who caught these guys. I am stuck momentarily watching the beauty of the movement. Then I see it. The dark gray, almost black wolf with a small white patch on his front crouches down and snarls at one of the mangy-looking rogues. Oliver. It's Oliver's wolf, and he's beautiful in his furious glory. Before I can even say anything, he lunges at the rogue, clamps down on his neck, and rips back. The rogue stood no chance against him. He turns towards the other rogue, engaged with his partner. Oliver, I need him alive. I shout through our link, and it feels almost rusty and slow. Oliver's wolf whips his head towards us as we run forward, then looks back to the rogue lunging forward and sinking his teeth into its back flank. The rogue howls in pain, but there's enough damage that he can't fight anymore. The rogue falls to his side, panting and whimpering. Oliver's patrol buddy shifts, and it's one of the teens that trained with us forever ago. I can't remember his name, but he has certainly grown up. I don't pay much attention, though. I only have eyes for my friend. I slowly walk up to him, still in my wolf form, and he lets out a little growl, which makes me pause. Then he shifts and stands there in all his naked glory. I shift back, fully clothed, and he gives me a curious once-over. I can feel Lillian and Gina behind me. They have shifted too. Oliver. It comes out like a whisper. You're here? He says it like a question, but it also sounds accusing. I nod and take a tentative step forward. But not to stay? I shake my head, no. I'm sure you all heard the rogues are on the move. We chased these two here after we took out 4 others. We need to question this one. I'll find out where Assistant wants him. That's it? All business now. Too caught up in being a warrior to even check in with your friends? Yep, he's angry with me. My breath catches, but before I can say or do anything else, I am tackled to the ground by a white and ginger wolf, who starts aggressively licking my face. I hear exclamations from the girls, but I start to giggle, and it feels amazing. Sam, stop. I'm so gross, covered in blood and dirt and who knows what else. He licks my face one more time and then jumps off of me, shifting. He also stands up completely naked, reaching a hand down to help me up. I had to see it with my own eyes. You're really back. His smile is infectious as he picks me up in a hug and spins me around. Midge! Lillian shouts as the underbrush around us starts to rustle aggressively. Then my brother and the twins run out. My brother doesn't even stop crashing right into me. I am so happy to see you. He breathes into my hair. Me too. I tighten my arms around his neck. Tiny, what's going on? Cam moves to my side and I look up at him. I let go of Mateo and give him a hug around the waist, then move to Dakota before answering again. I don't want to keep explaining myself. I pull a silver collar out of one of my cargo pockets and take it over to the rogue. He's shifted back to his human form, his injuries too much to handle. I lock the collar around his neck. You try to shift the sliver in this collar won't kill you, but suffocating while being poisoned slowly by the silver will. Then I stand and turn to my guys. Yes, Oliver, it's all business right now. I need this rogue alive, for now. I side-eye the rogue. He needs to be questioned. Can we put him in the cells until I have my orders? I look back to the twins, who are glancing between Oliver and I. If he's going to be a DAK, then so am I. Of course. Any idea how long you'll be home? Cam asks, staying neutral. No, we didn't think the rogues would make it this far. We need to connect with Assistant and Alpha Reggie and have our guys expand the perimeter they have set to include where we found these guys. Declan, take this guy down to the cells. Little bit. It's late or early, depending on when you slept last. So let's get you and your friends back to the pack house. 'Cause you know Luna Ava will kick your ass if she finds out you were on the territory and didn't stop. At the mention of my friends, I turn around and look at Gina and Lillian hanging back, but still flanking me like the dedicated soldiers they are. Oh, Gina, Lillian. I gesture to each girl. These are my future pack leaders. Cameron and Dakota, future alphas. Mateo, my brother, and the future beta. Oliver, future gamma, and Sam, future delta. Declan is one of their warriors. Guys, these are 2 members of my team. Sierra, Wyatt, and Nathaniel are stationed with other groups. Come on, Shorty. You have some explaining to do. Mateo puts his arm around my shoulder and leads us back towards my pack. I'm home. We follow the guys. Mateo hasn't taken his arm off of me once in the whole 10 minutes we have been walking. Sam has had a running commentary the whole time. He met Lillian once while he visited Sierra at the Royal Pack. So little bit, I see you got our gifts. What do you think? Pretty amazing, right? He looks back over his shoulder at me. Yes, everything has come in very handy. I smile at him. Whose knives did you use first? He wiggles his eyebrows. You wouldn't know that we were just in a fight, covered in blood, with 5 guys dead, and 1 in captivity, based on the way he's talking. I roll my eyes. Oliver's actually saved my life and let me get to Lillian. I saw Oliver stiffen for just a second and then the smallest nod of the head, like he didn't want to acknowledge the compliment, but couldn't help himself. He's upset with me and we really need to talk, but alone. Told you they would be the most useful. He grumbles at Sam. Damn, I guess I owe you lunch. Sam huffs, slapping him on the shoulder and passing him to reach the truck first. The truck. It's so silly, but I missed the truck. Riding around in my spot between the twins. Sierra crammed in the back with Sam. The guys load a couple of bags. They must have been doing the same thing we were, camping out waiting for anything to happen. We got the message from Xander about the rogues and have been running wide patrols every day. We wanted to make sure that we kept whoever these guys are off the island. Cam reads my mind like he always does. Do you have anything you need to pick up? We left our truck and gear, but we have everything that is important on us. Lillian jumps in, probably feeling my hesitation. We don't need any of it right away. Something I am very curious about since you all arrived in your wolf forms. Mateo raises an eyebrow at me. That is a story that involves drinks and Mina, but she's busy getting ready to be the next Luna Queen. More stories and more drinks, Sam says from the back of the truck. Let's go grab it now so we don't have to double back. And if these guys have friends nearby, we can handle them. And they can't steal your gear or sneak up on us while we get you checked out. Okay, let's go. We have been up for a long-ass time. Gina chimes in as she moves to the bed of the truck and climbs in while Sam and Oliver lift the bound rogue into it. What are you doing? Mateo asks. Get in the truck, you're injured. 2 of us will ride back here. Thanks, Macho Man, but it's good. I want to be here in case he decides moving is a good idea. I owe him for some fractured ribs and this serious black eye. Gina points out and Lillian and I laugh. You're mad about a black eye? You didn't beat the ST out of the guy who broke your arm. I ask. That was different. He was hot as F-cock and it was a total misunderstanding. Is that the line he used when you threw him in your car and you decided to edge him? Lillian smirks. I got mine, and he did break my arm. Gina shrugs and sits down, her back to the back of the truck cab. He also stole from the royal pack and tried to beat his mate and his side piece. So he deserved it. All my guys are stunned into silence. Pick your jaws off the ground, let's go get our gear. I told you our stories require drinks. I move to climb in the front seat in my usual spot. Once I sit down, it dawns on me that this might not be my place anymore. Is this okay? I look at Coda, who is climbing in beside me. Why wouldn't it be? It's just been a while. I don't want to take someone else's place. I look down at my hands folded in my lap. Why am I so weak and timid around them? It's frustrating. It's no one's place but yours, Smalls. He says low into my ear. It took me a second to let my breath out. So does everyone call you something different? Lillian breaks the trance I am in with Dakota, and as I look over my shoulder, I see she knows exactly what she did. I roll my eyes. I mean, the Alpha King and Warrior Brogan call you Little One, and all the warriors call you Midge. But I think I have heard each of them call you something different. Yeah. It started as a joke and stuck. Xander actually came up with Midge too. I'm pretty sure. Where to, Tiny? Lillian laughs, and I roll my eyes at Cam, who is just looking at me, not angry. But I think he's not super happy to see me either. Let me get our SUV's location from Nathaniel. Hold on. Nathaniel, I need the GPS coordinates to our SUV. We met up with the Blue Crescent Pack, and we have a prisoner. We are going to take him back to their cells and get cleaned up. There are 5 down. Osiston or Nicholas. We'll wait for your orders. Not even 2 seconds later, I get a ping on my device. Big Brother was watching, wasn't he? Lillian smiles. You know he was. He was probably watching the fight and taking notes so we can watch the replay and critique the fight. Warriors seriously record their fights? Oliver asks, climbing in his side of the truck, looking skeptical. That's awesome. We should totally do that, Sam says, following suit on his side. Not all warriors do, but when you have one of the youngest, most advanced and diverse teams that can do the surveillance and the team leader happens to be a gigantic pain in the ass and tends to get herself into trouble. Excuse you. You have been along for almost every round of trouble. Missy, shut it. I also know Nathaniel is watching, so I use the tech to my advantage. I'm sure he has eyes on us now because I get the feeling we are the only ones who have seen any action at all, and he's bored as F. Obsessed much? Oliver snipes from behind me. Jealous much? I quip back. I don't know your team, and the idea of some guy watching and recording you all the time sounds sketchy to me. When you say it like that, yeah. It was a quiet drive after that. Thank the goddess it didn't take too much longer to reach the SUV. Midge, I'll take the keys and follow. It's okay, we can both go. I don't think Gina is going to leave her hostage anytime soon. I look out the back window at my friend. Although watching her yell at your brother this whole time has been entertaining. I didn't know we could even have sexual tension with these brands on, but I can feel it through the window from here. I smiled at Lil's comment, but looked back at my brother and my friend again. It does remind me of when Sierra and Sam first started hanging out. I'm going to have to pay close attention. Lillian goes to jump out of the car and I move to go with her, but Dakota stops me. I look at him confused. Stay. Oliver can go with Lillian and make sure she gets to the pack house. But No. Stay, please. The look in his eyes was somewhere between pleading and serious. I want to talk to you. This was going to happen sooner rather than later, but I figured I would be accosted by all the guys at the same time. Not have to individually talk to them about leaving and avoiding contact. I nod. Okay. I'll stay, but I have to get out to give her the keys. I don't give him time to think. I climb over and jump out. The keys are tucked into the back of one of my leg pockets. I pull them out and hand them to Lil. Stay close. The terrain gets a little choppy around this area. You act like I don't drive ever. She rolls her eyes. No, Gina shouts. We don't let you drive because you suck at it. Good luck, Oliver. I hope you don't get motion sick. Gina and I laugh, because she isn't joking one bit. Of all the things Lil is good at, driving she never really mastered. Oliver regarded me, then swiped the keys from Lil's hands. Hey, what the hell? Since I know where I am going, this will guarantee that we get there, and in one piece. Gina and I start laughing again. I follow Oliver and Lil to our SUV. Smalls, you said you would stay. I forgot that these big-ass guys could be such babies. Grabbing something, relax. I head back to their truck and throw Gina her jacket and a blanket. If you insist on riding back there, you might as well try to be comfortable. It's not going to be a short ride. Sleep while you can too. We've been up for almost 48 hours. Yes, ma'am. She winks and I stick my tongue out at her before I climb back in the truck. I notice Sam is messing with something in the back and then sits down next to my brother. Did you kick him out? What is so bad that you can't talk to me in front of the rest of the guys? Is it so bad that we just want you to ourselves, Smalls? That's fine, just not normal. I hesitate. A lot has changed since you left Tiny. Like what? Not as attached at the hip as we were. We all have jobs to do now. The full transition starts when we turn 18. That was all Cam said. That's not cryptic at all. Now, do you want to tell us what really happened the night you left? Honestly, no. It's something I've been working on forgetting. And before you all try to force me, I'd rather tell all of you at the same time, so I only have to relive it once. It was one of the worst experiences, and I have grown a lot since then. We can see that. Dakota tries to lighten the mood a bit by giving me a once-over. I shove him back with my shoulder. Thank you for the gear. I really do love it. You guys seem to always know what I need. Thank you for the necklace for my birthday. I was really surprised. I didn't think you all would remember. How could we forget your birthday, Tiny? You are too important to forget something like that. I just nod again and look down at my hands. We just wish you would have reached out. Let us know you were okay. Anything. We were right there more than once. Xander gave us one letter, and that was all the response to each of our letters to you. You know I wasn't allowed to, that's bullshit, and you know it. Cam's harsh words make me look up at him. We were able to get things to you, and we know that you are everybody's favorite. I bet Warrior Brogan would have hand-delivered a letter if you asked him to. Stop. I am not the favorite, and I'm tired of double standards all the time. I didn't want to, okay? I have been the weak little sister, the weak second-born beta my whole life. Then everything revolved around my attachment to you guys. I was noticed because of you guys and Sierra being my friends. I was only seen as good at fighting because of you guys. Not because of my own talents or hard work. I needed this for me. My tone is getting higher as I talk. I was always going to go to training no matter how many tantrums you threw. How I got there sucked ass, but I got there and have done nothing but bust my ass. Just answer this, because Alpha Reggie flat out refused to even talk about it. When you were captured and imprisoned for a month, he took a deep breath and let it out harshly. There's that growl again. Yes, we know about your capture. And no, Alpha Reggie did not want us to know about it, but Dad thought our reaction would have been worse if it was kept from us. Did he? Did they? Did that asshole touch you while he had you? From what we got of your friend Gina's story, there was a lot of mistreatment of the women who were captured. He almost choked on the words. No, I whisper and close my eyes. Not me. I look behind me out the window at Gina. But I witnessed more than I wanted to. But it's not my story to tell. Cam's shoulders relaxed a bit, and his anger seemed to simmer down a bit. I lean on his shoulder and reach for Dakota's hand. I'm okay. And for now, I'm home. Can you work with that? I promise we'll talk. Some stuff is just hard, and I don't want to say it more than once. He huffs, reaches for my hand and laces our fingers together, keeping his gaze forward and the other hand on the wheel. The rest of the drive was silent. There was no way I was going to be able to have any more conversation with them right now. Emotions were too high. Apparently, me leaving was still a point of contention, even when my intentions were very clear. Maybe after we have been here a couple days and my returning stops being a new novelty, we can talk. Until then, I have to keep my focus on the job. Mike and the Rogue King are the target, the top priority. I am dozing on and off as we drive about an hour and a half before we get to the stretch of land that connects the island to the mainland. Once we cross, it will be another half hour until we get to the pack house. A realization hits me suddenly. Does your mom know I'm coming? Should I link her? Are you kidding? Everyone knows you're here. Sam practically melted everyone's mind shouting it over the link. Coda laughed at me. I'll have to figure out where we are all staying. I didn't even think about being this close to the pack. We weren't sure what these guys had planned. You have been gone too long. Your team will stay at the pack house, like all important guests. Okay, that works. I'll talk to Mateo about my room at the Beta house. That is, if my dad hasn't converted it to something else. Again? Are you kidding? You'll stay in your room at the pack house. No one has touched it since you left. We actually all kind of avoided it. Coda looks pointedly out the window so I can't see his face. Okay. That works, as long as we aren't in your way. Like you said, I've been gone a long time. I'm sure things have changed, Just let us know if we are in your way, or anyone else that is in the pack house now. We pull into the driveway and a hot, pink-clad figure is standing on the porch, tapping her foot. I take a deep breath. This should be fun. We all pile out of the truck as Sam and my brother unload the Rogue and Oliver pulls up on the curb with our SUV. What's going on out here? You boys are never home in the middle of the day. Her dramatic gasp is audible. What the hell is she doing here? I thought you kicked her out of the pack. She snarls at me. My wolf raises her hackles and I let a small growl rumble out of me. I have been training with the elite warriors. Don't lie to make yourself sound better. You aren't old enough to be an elite warrior, and you're a weak little second-born beta who can barely defend herself. She steps towards me, a smirk on her face. I've never called her out on her treatment of me in front of the guys, and she's never been so blunt in her hatred. She probably thinks it's because she scares me and the guys won't do anything. I move to step forward, but Coda wraps his arm around my waist, and Cam steps in front of me. Might I remind you that you are a guest in the pack house out of courtesy? You need to show respect to our pack members and our guests. Lillian and Gina walk up beside me, flanking me, looking stern but not unpleasant. This is the B-teach that has been messing with you, isn't it? Lil links the two of us. No way. This skank? Please, can I punch her in the face? She looks very punchable. Gina chimes in. No, she's still a pack member. We can't just beat her up because we want to. You need proof and a cause. She's the worst kind of trouble, I replied, a little defeated. How is it that these two, like Sierra, picked up on the animosity between Kaylee and I, and no one else has a clue? Our discussion is interrupted by a blur of motion in the form of Luna Ava flying at me from the front door. Dakota jumps away from me, just barely out of his mom's path as she reaches me and pulls me into a bone-crushing hug. Oh, my sweet girl. I've missed you. Luna Ava, you act like you didn't just see me a couple weeks ago. I laugh into her shoulder. You were safe then. No one was chasing my girl. No one was trying to take you from us again. Luna Ava, I thought we were going to start going over plans for our fall celebration party. Callie tries to bring attention back to herself. Luna Ava squeezes me tighter and whispers into my ear. I'm sorry. This can't be avoided or helped. I will explain later. We have had a change in plans due to some activity at one of the borders. I'm sorry, Kaylee. Luna Ava looks me in the eyes as she pulls away from me, takes a deep breath, schools her face, and turns around. We have a meeting with the Alpha that cannot wait. Skylar, where would you like your prisoner? We need to deal with him quickly so we can get his information to the right people. And we need to get you and your friends settled in their rooms, and then you can tell me what you want for dinner. Lucas will be so excited to see you. We just didn't get much time at the castle. You were so busy with your work with the Alpha King. She wraps her arm around my shoulder and guides me inside, Gina and Lillian following behind. I don't know what they did, but Kaylee let out a growl as we passed. Nothing more was said until we were all the way upstairs on the guys' floor. Luna Ava looks around before heading to my room, like she's waiting for someone to jump out and say boo. She leads us to my door after then and grabs the handle gently and slowly, like she's afraid to open it. Please don't be upset at the state of it. I would have had everything put back to rights if I had known you were coming today. Huh? She opens the door. It looks like someone has been camping in here, and all the guys' scents are all over the room. I thought Dakota said they all avoided my room. What is all this? My bed is perfectly made, but there are piles of blankets everywhere. It looks like after a party and everyone sleeps wherever. Too drunk to drive home. Well, don't believe a word of that. Those boys have all been kind of lost without you and Sierra around. They actually have a rotation of who sleeps in here, but none of them touch your bed or your closet trying to preserve your scent. What the hell? That sounds crazy. Lil laughs. These guys sound like the guys on the compound. What do you do to make them just fall at your feet? You have to teach me your secrets. I don't do anything, and shut up. No one falls at my feet. I was just really close with these guys. I've known them my whole life, and the year before I came to training, we were pretty much inseparable. I struggled without them too. I just had other things to deal with at the time. Yeah, like spending a month in the hospital recovering from being poisoned by someone in your own pack. Sorry, Luna Ava, but I don't understand why she is still able to be out and about walking around when she hurts pack members, especially pups. Gina is bold. She always has been with me, but it is fun to see her come out of the shell. Her time with Mike put her in. She's embracing her alpha blood and an equal to Luna Ava. This room is a safe space and completely soundproof. And nothing I say leaves this room. I trust you girls because my Sky trusts you with her life. Kaylee is a problem. Always has been, and without concrete evidence, there's very little we can do. Trust me, we have tried, but we can't just come out and accuse her of anything without it. We can't be accused of playing favorites. Her family is the kind of family that will cause trouble. What am I talking about? They are causing trouble now. Just to give you a heads up, because your not so warm welcome is going to be a constant. The Cunninghams are staying with us while their home is being repaired. They are taking up half of the second floor, where you girls will be staying. She looks over at Lil and Gina with a grimace. If it's a problem, they can stay up here with me, I start. N-O. Sorry. No, they can't. Kaylee can't say anything about you being up here because you have always had a room up here. She will have a fit if we let your friends stay up here with you. It shouldn't matter, nor should it be anyone else's business. But they are the worst type of me to people I have ever met, and they tend to bog us down with useless business that really only benefits them. But Lucas and I have discovered that if we keep them busy, they don't go do things behind our backs. You pack members just do that? Gina is actually offended. Not necessarily, but many of our elders think they have more control and say than even the alpha, and they have gotten bold recently. Just making decisions and giving orders, and unfortunately our pack members don't know any different because they are trusted leaders. I know Xander is having a similar issue. There always is a power issue when the next alpha is getting close to taking over. That's when all the politics really start to kick in. She rolls her eyes. It's all about power, and we don't want to teach our pack members to not trust the leadership. They need to trust us. Know that our decisions are for their benefit and the safety of the pack as a whole. But some people who have been in power too long forgot what it is like to earn their position. So to not cause an uproar, we try to deal with these things quietly. Of course, we have our resident drama queen at the heart of several issues right now. She runs her fingers through her hair, like she is composing herself. All guests need to stay on the second floor. That's what we told her, and her father has been looking for any reason to get her up here, even claiming they had family visiting from out of town, who would need to be put up in the pack house, since their home isn't finished yet. Kaylee jumped on that train and tried to claim this room for herself when they brought their stuff over. We told them to make other arrangements for their guests at the local hotel. We even offered to pay for the inconvenience. But in the end, plans changed. She air quotes and rolled her eyes. I don't know how she keeps getting up here when we keep changing the entrance code to the door, but she does. The last time she tried, oh, that was an argument fit for TV. It was one of the few times I have ever had to use my Luna aura on a pack member. How long have they been here, Luna? Too long. Actually, their house caught fire after a small attack about a month after you left. The amount of damage was not that severe, but whoever they hired to inspect it said it would be better to tear the whole thing down and start over, making improvements while they were at it. Everything has taken twice as long and been stalled out more times than I can count. They are stalling for time. The boys all turn 18 in the spring. Kevin wants Kaylee near the twins to hopefully build a friendship good enough for them to consider her, if they don't find their mate or mates right away. So he's trying to hew her out in order to give her a better chance at being Luna. Lil surmises. It won't happen. They want their mate or mates. But boys will be boys, and they have acted like all teenage boys their age and slept around. What they realized too late is that some of these girls think that makes them the next Luna by default, which is ridiculous. None of the boys have really dated since you and Sierra left. They really have changed. She sighs, and I can't tell if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Well, let's go get these 2 rooms, and then I can show them around a bit since Lil didn't get to see much at trials, and Gina has never been here. I look at Luna Ava seriously. I don't want to feel any more guilty about how the guys have behaved since I chose to stay away. I shake myself from my thoughts. I have no control over how they act. I am not the cause for everything that they do. They have jobs to do and got serious about them is all. They are going to start the transition soon, and they know they can't mess around anymore. Will Gina and Lil be next to the Cunningham's room? Or are they on the other side of the hall? I don't know if I want anyone near them for an extended period of time. They have 3 rooms at one end of the hall. I will put you girls at the other end, but I think that will work in our favor, since you will be closer to the 3rd floor staircase. Maybe it will derail Kaylee's actions. We should check in with Lucas too, just to see if he has had contact with Warrior Brogan about your prisoner. Anything from him on your current situation? I haven't heard from him. Either of you had orders? I look at my friends, who both shake their heads. Weird. I told him we would wait for orders. Maybe he wants us to just stay put. Maybe they caught up with rogues too, and are tied up at the moment. We'll give it 24 hours, and then I will check in again. The 3 of us start to move towards my door when Luna Ava laughs. Girls, you have been at this roughing it thing for too long. Stay here and shower. Change. And for the love of my sanity, please tell me if any of the blood you are covered in is yours. We can meet with Lucas when you're done. Slow down. There is nothing rushing you right this moment. You could all actually rest. I think I heard you have been up for almost 2 days. We all look at each other. I know for me it's the first real look I've given my friends since we met up with the rogues in the forest. We look like a hot mess warmed over. Even though we are all in our standard issue black uniform, it is apparent that we were tumbling around in the dirt. There are still leaves and twigs in both girls' hair, so I can safely assume I have them in my hair too. The finishing touch is the streaks of blood we all have on our necks and hands. There is splatter across Lil's face, and Gina looks like she's a vampire rather than a werewolf. We all start laughing unreasonably hard. This should not be funny at all, but none of the guys said a thing to any of us about it. Although that may explain some of their reactions and the way they were talking to us. Sky, your clothes are still in the closet, but I dare say you have filled out in your time away. Look at these muscles. She smiles at me. Let me see what I can dig up for you ladies. We each make quick work of showering the battle off of us. Luna Ava brought us all clothes in every shade except black. I just rolled my eyes and laughed at the options. Then we all fought over the darkest colors. I ended up in navy blue leggings with a white t-shirt. Gina got the black leggings and a red t-shirt. Lillian got gray joggers and an orange t-shirt. It's so weird to be wearing colors. I almost feel too bright. Lillian laughs. I'm starving. Let's go see if we can grab some food before we head out. I lead the girls out the door. I half expected the guys to be waiting in the hallway like they used to, but no one was there. I am actually a little disappointed and then angry at myself for feeling that way. I left to follow my dreams. I can't expect them to just sit around and wait for me. I mentally shake myself and head downstairs. We all slow down as we hear voices coming from the kitchen. Daddy, fix this. She can't be here. She's a nuisance and she will mess up everything like always. I will do everything I can, sweetheart. You know that. But we can't just attack her. She'll be gone soon enough with her warrior missions. Why not? Everything was better when she left. The pack was getting back to what it should be. She was making people rebel against me, and as Luna, I can't have disloyal people in my pack. I know, sweetheart. And when you are Luna, you can put her on an assignment somewhere out of the way. But for now, tread carefully. She's a favorite, whether it was earned or not. It's a fact. A groan-like screech comes out of Kaylee's mouth, and I decide I have heard enough. The three of us walk in, and I head straight for the pantry. I hope Lenny left something good to eat, I say to my friends, pretending like the Cunninghams aren't even in the room. She always made the best snacks, but she had to hide them from the guys because they would eat them all in one sitting. I grab random things and hand them over, then turn to walk out. She's not worth my time and no longer a threat. I will beat her ass if she so much as approaches me aggressively. I am done with her and her rumors and threats. We step out of the door, and I take in a deep breath. The smell was so calming and comforting. This is home. The forest, the people. I can even smell the training grounds. This is my forever place. But I'm still tied to the royal pack and the warrior compound too. It's so weird to know that and have no idea what it means all at the same time. Now I am curious and have no desire to be in the pack house if Kaylee and her dad are there coming up with ways to get rid of me. So we ate, and we walked the short walk over to the training grounds. I am giving a running commentary of the pack as we go. I hear a lot of noise as we approach the smallest of the three arenas. What in the world? It's the middle of the day. What's going on here? I ask, no one in particular. We walk through the gate, and what I see stops me in my tracks. All of my guys are working with groups of pups in the middle of the day on a weekday. What is happening? There's never been training in the middle of the day before. I walk over, waving at Delta Kyle. What is all of this? This is all you, kiddo. What are you talking about? I look around as I ask him. You inspired a lot of things here. We train instead of doing gym class with the pups now, and all of the upperclassmen volunteer to help throughout the week. With all of the little attacks and you being gone, we have all bonded being here. I think it makes the kids feel safe being able to fight. And they know you're at warrior training getting better, and they want to do the same. You've had attacks? I didn't know that. Yeah, nothing major, but attacks nonetheless. Some houses and properties have been damaged. But I think you found that out too. He looks at me pointedly. Yeah, we got the idea. Lil speaks up. Lillian, elite warrior. Nice to meet you officially. Oh, I am so sorry. This is Lil, one of the elite warriors on my team. This is Gina, another warrior on my team. But she is also the alpha of the Black Diamond Pack. This is Delta Kyle, Sam's dad. Is there anything we can do? We are waiting for orders right now, so we are at a standstill. And none of us could sleep if we wanted to in the middle of the day. Do you really want to help? Of course. What do you need? Well, you are somewhat of a legend here. Some of these pups have never seen you in action. What do you say to a game of capture the flag? Really? Of all the things we could do, you want me to play capture the flag? Actually, I thought they could play against all of you and see how a team works together. That is something this group is struggling with. Everyone wants to be the hero, and they are starting to plateau working individually. You guys in? I look at my friends, and I know their answers before they say anything. We all smile at each other. What are the rules? What do we get when we win? Gina asks, and Lil and I both laugh. Basically, the kids put a flag out, and you all have to get it without being tagged by them and get it back to the starting line. Sky here still holds the record for the fastest time. No one can seem to beat it, although Sam has come the closest. That is now the bragging point, who gets the closest. He laughs, and we join in. He turns and starts walking toward the groups of kids, working with the guys and some of the other high schoolers I recognize, but don't really know names of. I can't tell if the guys don't notice me because they are focused on the kids or if they are ignoring me, but none of them look our way until Kyle shouts, "Listen up." All the commotion comes to a halt. "We have a treat for you today." Sky is visiting and has a break from her current mission, so she and her team are going to work you over a bit. Let's see if you can survive a game of capture the flag. Many of the kids cheer and wave at me. I love that some of them remember me and are at least excited to see me. The guys are all in their varying states of emotions. Sam waves enthusiastically. Mateo's wave is more subdued. Oliver is just looking anywhere but at me, and the twins are blank. I have no idea what they are thinking. You expect us to go up against elite warriors? Are you crazy? A boy, maybe a couple years younger than me, complains. Why not? Lil asks. You are here to train and get better, not be comfortable and complacent. The only way to get better is to go up against people who are better than you, have a skill that is better than yours, or work with people who have been training longer. Always be learning. Don't whine about the effort of getting better. Just do the things that make you better. Lil is in training mode now. She is one of our best trainers. She just isn't old enough to be an instructor yet. She should be a floor leader and a team lead, but she says she doesn't want those positions. I don't miss the looks on my guys' faces at her comment, though. They must tell this kid off a lot, too. That is the mentality of an elite warrior, Kyle says, proudly pointing to Lil. Now let's break you up into groups to go against their team. Kyle starts moving around and pairing up groups so there are an even amount of kids. This looks like our middle school-aged kids, so the ages and abilities are going to be interesting since many of them are probably in the middle of growth spurts. This is always such a weird age to work with because of that. You have your teams, work with your upperclassmen to come up with a plan. You have 5 minutes. He walks back over to us. Let's see how creative they get since it's against you. Don't go easy on them either. They need to see what real competition looks like. Many of the upperclassmen struggle with harming them during training. No one wants to hurt a child, and I feel like the idea that they are weak due to their size or age is actually hurting them more. You are my biggest case in point. For whatever reason, you are the smallest wolf I have ever seen, and I don't think you are growing anymore, little one. But you are one of the most skilled warriors to come from our pack. These kids need a push, just like our boys did years ago. It's why they do this now, why they still train just as hard as when you trained them. They saw how it improved them, but I also think they do it to feel closer to you. This was your thing, your project to improve the pack, and they refused to let it die when you left. I just blink. Tears are threatening behind my eyes, but I refuse to let them fall. I feel like my emotions are on overdrive being home. Or maybe being this close to the guys again. I can't stuff them down like I do when I am away. Hey, Biddy, you good? Oliver walks up to me, rubbing his chest. I can see the looks of my friends from the corners of my eyes. I just walk into his massive chest and wrap my arms around him, taking in a deep, calming breath. This is something I have missed. I'm still mad at you. He wraps his arms around me and squeezes tight. I know. I'm a terrible friend. I'm sorry. I squeeze tighter. Not good enough. But we'll get to that later. He lets me go and walks back to his group. What was all that about? Gina asks. He can feel my emotions. He just knows when I'm upset. The connection has saved me more than once. Really? Have you two always been like that? No, it was after I got my wolf and we really started to hang out. It kind of developed. The more we hung out, the more he could feel my emotions. He's most attuned to sadness and fear emotions. I shrugged my shoulders. And he's going to be your gamma? Lil asks. Yeah, why? Looks like a mate thing to me. Just curious. Not a mate thing. I don't think. Neither of us do. We have talked about it before well, that story is too long for right now. But he somehow could sense me having a panic attack from somewhere else in the pack house, and was able to find me based on our connection. But my brother, Sam, and the twins have the same ability to calm me that he does. It's something with our group. You ladies ready? Delta Kyle calls over to us. We look at each other and shrug. None of us even talked about a plan of attack for this game. Ready as we'll ever be, I guess. Gina laughs. Midge, you call the shots. This is your game and your pack. You know them best. Got it. The flag is on the top of the rope climb. They are probably really good at that now, but it's their go-to spot to place the flag. No different than trials, Lil. Don't underestimate how fucking fast these kids are, especially with a challenge. Get off the ground as quickly as possible. It's harder for them to hurt us that way, and we are faster in the air. Split right away. I'll go down the center and throw them off. We need to mess with their heads a bit, confuse them. Meet you at the top. Got it, boss. They both call back, not looking at me. We have perfected the art of talking over the mind link while paying attention to others. 3, 2, 1, go. Kyle calls out. We take off in 3 directions. I run right at a group of kids who look terrified. I just laugh and jump over them, landing soft on my feet and using the momentum to roll forward and continue running. Gio? Why are you staring at her? You see us do stuff like that all the time. I hear Sam yell and laugh at the same time. I can see Janelle to my right, her group following her like a rock star. Lil is to my left, and she is bobbing and weaving through the kids, messing with them and loving every second based on her cackle. None of them can touch her, and some are loving the game, and some are super frustrated based on the growls coming from them. Let's go, Lil. We are on a time crunch. No one said anything about a time limit. What the hell? It's a personal time thing, not official, but you are not going to slow us down. I laugh back at her. Yes, boss. She laughs back. I know she's put on her real speed when sounds of hay. Whoa. And how'd she do that? Erupt from behind me. I run full out for the 3 rope climb. I grab 2, but can't get the 3rd. They are set too far apart, but Lil reads my mind and grabs it. We actually had a drill like this for escape. We had to climb a rope, skinnier than these, but almost as heavy, while pulling the end up to keep the enemy from following. Hauling the 2 at the same time kind of sucked, but I managed. We met at the top and grabbed the flag. It's bigger than I remember, but maybe that's to make it easier for the kids somehow. What's the plan? 'Cause these kids are wearing me out. Gina calls from the ground, keeping a good chunk of kids busy. Lil, go down the cargo net and along the wall. Draw as many as you can. Gina, I'm coming for you. We need to throw them off a bit. Let's make it look like we are changing up who has the flag. Like cups. Got it. Lil laughs and takes off for the cargo net, not even stopping to assess the jump. Just goes for it. Crazy ass. There is a commotion of kids everywhere. I'm just lucky we are all fast, and they are still not working together to corral us into one place. All the kids running around makes it hard for us to cross paths at first, but we soon outstrip them and crisscross each other, making contact several times all the way back to the finish line, where Delta Kyle is waiting. We cross the line and groan almost as much as the kids from the exertion. We walk around and talk to the kids for a minute, chatting about the game, training, what it's like to be a warrior for the Alpha King. Well, kids, that was a great run. You gave the warriors a hard time and didn't make the win easy for them. I have a question, though. Who has the flag? Arguments broke out amongst the kids over which of the 3 of us had it. Why does it even matter? They beat us. The game is over. Who cares which one of them has the flag? Your superior cares, Dwight. If you would have seen who had the flag, you would have only had to chase one warrior instead of all three. Or you could have worked together to team up on them in small groups. There's only 3 of them, Cam says to the whiny kid. I think you should come to the Sky training tomorrow. WHT? No, I didn't do anything. You did several things. We'll talk about them in the morning, though. Dakota smiles at him, then looks at me and winks. Hold on. What is Sky training? And why does he sound offended to be required to go? I move closer to the twins. We now have a 4 AM training that we do. It has been deemed the Sky training because you are the only person crazy enough to work out at 4 on purpose. For everyone else, it's punishment. It is an eye-opening wake-up call for anyone needing a little extra motivation. We are off track, though, grumbles Oliver, who has the flag. We purposely set a larger one so Sky would have more difficulty concealing it. He finally looks at me with less irritation. They did change the flag because of me. I just rolled my eyes. At this point, she still managed to hide it from you. The discussion among the kids became a low hum as they discussed among themselves. My guys come over and stand making a wall behind the 3 of us. Who thinks Beta Sky has it? Raise your hands, my brother says to the group. About a third of them raise their hands, and several of those people look like they are just doing what the person next to them is. All right, who thinks Warrior Lillian has it? Another small chunk of confused hands go up. How about Alpha, Gina? More confused hands, but I don't think this has anything to do with the flag. He gave us all titles that no one has cared to use before. How is she an alpha? Whiny boy Dwight asks. This kid is asking for an ass beating. Do you really need that discussion here in front of everyone? Or can we just go with my dad was an alpha, and I am the only child of an alpha? Now that he is gone, I am the alpha. I would think you would have that concept considering you work directly with your future alphas. Gina lets her aura out a little bit, and I have to stop myself from smiling at the look of fear on Dwight's face. He might actually wet himself in front of the group. We're going to be at this early-ass training, right? Dwight and I have an appointment. Lil and I couldn't hide our laughter. Anything you want, Alpha. Lil, don't be an ass. Alpha or not, this little douche canoe is going to learn respect and how to ask questions with respect. I was hoping you could say alpha a couple more times. I don't think you got around half dozen. I add on. We clearly stopped paying attention the minute he questioned a female being an alpha. The problem now is observation. Don't make things more complicated than they need to be. See the objective and follow it. Everything else is fluff. Cam starts ignoring us. Who has the flag? Beta Sky got it down. She brought it over the line. A girl smiles at me. No, I don't have it. I got to it first, so I retrieved it. Beyond that, it doesn't matter who gets it over the finish line. There was no need to keep it when many of you made the assumption that I touched it. So I have it. I passed it off almost immediately. Lil smiles. Then we both split. You had to choose who to follow. Most followed Beta Sky. She looks at me with a smirk. We divided your ranks. We crossed paths about a dozen times before we crossed the finish line. All 3 of us connected each time. Gina fills in the rest. We speak as one person because we act as a unit. There's no way you switched off that big flag without any of us noticing. Another boy from the back. And yet we did. I had it at least 3 times. Warrior Lil, you? 4, I think. Unless you count when Beta Sky gave it to me on the rope climb. None of us had it for more than a few seconds. In a real fight, we all would have gone in completely different directions, leading pursuers to warriors who could ambush them and assist us. That is how a team works. We are all important. We have team leads and assigned tasks, so nothing is missed. It's not about being in charge or being the hero. It's about completing the task or assignment. I finish. There's your takeaway today. Go get cleaned up, You all have a couple more hours of classes, and Principal Duncan is expecting you in 10. All the kids scatter like ants. So which one of you really has it? Sam asks, laughing again. I saw it change a couple times, but lost it. Well, you should maybe go to Sky training too, since you can't seem to pay attention. Lil laughs back at him. Seriously, though, who has it? None of you look like you have it stuffed anywhere fun, at least. Now we all just laugh. Even Oliver cracks a smile. All right, Mom just asked that we get you back to the pack house for an early dinner and wants me to let all 3 of you know she's disappointed that you didn't rest after your ordeal last night. Cam interrupts and ushers us out. And don't try to run off either, Tiny. You 3 are riding inside the truck. Why do they have to keep reminding you to ride in the truck like you don't know it's there? Because the pack house is 5 minutes from here and I like to walk. They forget that I walked to the training grounds for literal years before they decided I was good enough to ride with them. I let out a huff and opened the passenger door to take my seat before someone threw me in like a doll. Will you stop calling me that? I'm not trying to be macho, Alpha. It's respect, you are a guest and my sister's friend. Just get in the damn truck, Mateo says loudly, putting effort into not yelling. Why are you so bossy? Is he always this bossy? Gina climbs in, looking at me with a shit-eating grin on her face. She knows what she is doing. I'm probably not the best person to ask. He's not really bossy to me. He's more overprotective to a suffocating fault. Get your ass in that middle seat. I'm hungry. The Luna promised dinner, and I love the food at the compound. But Luna Ava looks like a mama who knows how to feed her warriors. Let's go, Lil shouts, shoving Gina in as Mateo climbs in on the other side, basically throwing her in his lap. I turned to the front and fought the laugh. This is going to be interesting. I did notice that Oliver volunteered to sit in the bed of the truck. I need to get Oliver alone. He's clearly got something on his mind and he's keeping his distance from me and it hurts. The ride to the pack house was uneventful and yet amusing. My brother and Gina seem to have this need to have the last word situation going on, and I can feel the tension Lil was talking about this morning. I don't know how though, because she has her partial brand like I do, so the fact that she can flirt the way she does baffles me. I leaned my head on the seat back. The weariness hit all of a sudden as the truck rumbled down the road. Coda and Cam are holding my hands again, like they can't get enough contact. Their cocoon of warmth is hard to fight. But I do, just watching the town go by. When we get there, we head inside and up the stairs like old times, not really saying much after a hard training session. Gina and Lil head to their rooms, and we plan to meet them on our way back down. The guys and I head to the 3rd floor stairs. Have you guys been training all this time? I missed you back at school. I feel like I don't see you anymore. I wish you would come and have lunch with us, at least. Cam still has my hand still. Dakota has his hand on my lower back. And none of us are trying to hide me this time. But they do all move in closer. Kaylee, we have explained before. We are busy and we have obligations that keep us outside of the school. Our training and education has changed. I'm not sure what other ways we can tell you that. Excuse us. We have to get ready for dinner. He pulls me along next to him, and for the first time, I don't feel like hiding my eyes from her. But I don't make a point to stare her down either. I'm not going to incite a fight, but I won't cower anymore. This is why I left to get stronger, to be better. I need to quit falling into old habits. Why is she going upstairs? Luna Ava said no guests on the 3rd floor, that all the rooms were taken, and only you guys were allowed up there. Kaylee, enough. You know I have a room here. I have for a very long time. Also ranked, members are allowed on the 3rd floor. I am a beta. You are not. Stop trying to dig your claws into the guys. If you are their mate, you will find out when everyone turns 18. Until then, back off. You are exhausting. I didn't yell or scream. Just told her how it is, like talking to a toddler who doesn't understand no. We need to get ready. Luna Ava will shoot us if we are late. She just stares at me. I drag Cam with me. Coda doesn't break contact with me either. I unlock the door, making a point to show her I'm wanted, and she is not. I head up the stairs, knowing Oliver will make sure the door is latched behind us, so she can't. Who are you and what did you do with our timid little bit? Same person, just fed up with being called unwanted and a LR by her. I really hope she isn't mated to any of you. Her in any ranked position would be a nightmare. I let go of Cam and head to my room without a backwards glance to any of them. I am really tired. I'm glad Luna Ava insisted on an early dinner for us. I shower again and linger a little longer than necessary, but the jets feel so good. I forgot how spoiled I am here. I find new clothes in my closet and all my bags are here too. I don't know why, but I feel the need to have my blades on me, but how to do that and hide them. Luna Ava might freak out. After a perusal of the new clothes, I found a sweatshirt that would hide my wrist cuffs and still look normal. I stepped out of my room and almost burst into tears. All my guys are here waiting for me. I walk right up to my brother and hug him around the waist, then move to Sam and Oliver, who stops me mid-hug, grabs my arms by the wrists behind his back, and pulls them forward, looking at me curiously. It's a gut instinct to have them on me. I have learned to trust my instincts. He just nods and lets me go, saying nothing to the rest. I hug both the twins, who take my hands again, and we all head down. Gina and Lil are waiting by the door and do not look happy at all. It takes about 2 seconds to figure out why. I love how we all always walk down together. It makes such a grand entrance. She giggles and moves forward, like the leader in a parade. Lil, Gina, and I all roll our eyes. At least you laid the groundwork for telling her off. You were listening? Yeah, Midge. This idiot treats you the same way Drina does and you don't say anything to her either. I don't like causing trouble, and tattling because someone said words that are supposed to be hurtful is unnecessary. I could give 2 she-teas if you tattle. Just make sure you keep telling her where to shove it. And use your damn aura. Yours is almost as strong as mine. You don't have to hurt her. Don't give me that look. But making her not talk would be a treat for everyone. Gina smiles. I rolled my eyes again. You gonna let us in on your secret conversation? Sam whispers in my ear. Always a little too close for comfort, and managing to not trip either of us on the stairs. Nope, I smile back. I can't decide if you are trying to kill me, little bit. I hate secrets. We walk into the kitchen, and everything looks and smells even better than the scents that were wafting up. Luna Ava, this is amazing. I hope you didn't go to any trouble. Never trouble for you, sweet girl. And I made all your favorites. She lowers her voice a bit. I thought we could slowly move outside on the patio, since there's so many of us and it isn't too cool yet. Lucas and the rest of the old guys are already out there. You kids were the last to come down. A little louder, she says. Grab a plate and dig in. I made plenty and the boys know they can't have seconds until you do. She giggles, a little evilly, and my mouth drops open. Mom, is that really fair? Coda whines. I have seen this girl eat right alongside you boys, and with all this extra muscle, and the amount she has been training with her team. Yes, they get seconds first. Dad isn't going to like that at all, Coda muttered under his breath. Your father already agreed with me, so stop being a baby and go eat. We all laugh at her, directing her son, who's about 8 inches taller than she is, and twice her width. She shouldn't scare them, but she's a force when she wants to be. We all fill plates and head out, Gina and Lil right behind me so I can introduce them. Skylar, there you are. I was wondering if the boys would hog you all day. Come sit, some sit. Alpha Lucas waves us over, and I set my plate next to Delta Gwen. Before we sit down, I go through all the titles and introductions. As we get comfortable, Lil links me /. It's unnaturally quiet. Where's? Don't say it. Don't even think it. We are all out here having dinner, and everyone who paid attention to Luna Ava's setup knew exactly where to go. These plates and silverware are her patio set. Now both of you get ready to be grilled about training. We only made it about 10 minutes into conversation before the Cunninghams all walked out the patio doors, looking confused. My apologies, Luna Ava. I must have misunderstood your invite. I thought we were eating in the formal dining room, as usual. Oh no. With all the kids here, we usually eat out on the patio. There's just enough room. Now that the boys are so big, it's hard to have everyone crammed inside. Where would you like us? He starts to walk to the head of the table where Alpha Lucas is at. This is a new way of organizing for dinner. He smiles, and I think he's trying to make a joke. Maybe. I've never seen pups at the head of the table before. And there's the douche you know and love. Why is he still here? If he was in my pack, I would have made him the Omega that cleans the locker rooms in the training facilities. Damn, Jen, that's harsh. You'll see harsh when you call me Jen again. Luna Ava tried to tell me once, but we were interrupted. His family is an old family with the pack. Somebody was important once, and we're stuck with him. He's Kyle's brother, actually. Lil spits out her drink and chokes. Gina and I both pat her on the back and try not to laugh at the water dripping from her nose. What on earth is going on? I don't think the discussion of the state of our neighborhood streets is comical at all. No, you're right. The streets are very important, especially when you are constructing such a big, beautiful house. The surrounding area should match. Gina flutters her eyes at him. He goes to answer her, but she cuts him off. Although more than a year to construct a home seems like an overuse of resources, time, and labor. Surely you would want those resources to get done in a timely manner, and then they would be available to improve your street. I like your friend, little one. Alpha Lucas smiles at me, and I wink back at him. Luna Ava, what did you have on the schedule for tomorrow? We are still waiting on orders and would love to help out. I try to redirect the conversation. Actually, shouldn't you girls be in school? You can't have your education disrupted this way. It's truancy and lazy. I won't stand for it while you are in our pack. Kevin says this as if he's the alpha. We are all set, Mr. Cunningham. I graduated several years ago. Similar to Cameron and Dakota, I had my studies accelerated so I could also train as the next alpha. Lillian has also graduated. And Miss Smarty Pants over here was so far ahead in her studies that she qualified for and took college classes while running missions, and now the Alpha King himself has been teaching her. Gina sounds so polite, it's kind of scary. I'm wondering if she's possessed. And then I remember that there was a time when she was training to do all of this. She wasn't a hardened warrior, but a political princess, and she knows how to use her words just as effectively as her fists. It's just not a side we see very often on the missions we run. We tend to stick to the shadows as much as possible. I would still prefer you all in school. What kind of example is it setting to have teenagers running around gallivanting? Did he not just hear that we all graduated already? Lil doesn't hide her irritation very well on her face, and Gina nudges her under the table. Yep, just wait. I'm sure there's an angle here. I think it would be prudent if all of our young leaders spent more time in school, actually. Setting a good example and all. Mingling with the lower pack members and gaining their trust is always the best way to start a new rule. He's still standing there holding his plate looking ridiculous. No one says anything about his ruling comment. What kind of response do you give to a delusion like that? I wonder if he thought someone was going to move one of the pups to make room for him if he stood there long enough. Even Kyle is avoiding eye contact with him. They couldn't be more different even though they are brothers. It's actually weird to see them in the same place. Where Delta Kyle is all muscle and bulk from training, Kevin is wiry and lanky. All werewolves have a general muscle tone about them, but most of us still work for it. Kevin Cunningham is skinny by wolf standards and a little gaunt in the face. His skin is paler, just hammering home the idea that he spends more time inside than out, even though our wolves prefer being outdoors. There it is. I link to my friends. He wants the boys back in school because of Kaylee. He does realize that won't help her chances, right? Gina asks. Obviously not. They're both still trying. Well, if you all are done eating, why don't you run along and go hang out while the adults talk? Kevin tries to direct us. I look down at my plate, which is still half full of my first round, and back up to him, not hiding my confusion and irritation. We actually just started eating, Kevin. And I fully intend on having at least 2 more plates. I smile at Luna Ava, and she winks at me too. This food is too good and I'm starving. I don't know where your manners went, young lady. Maybe they don't enforce those kinds of things at that roguish camp of yours. But it's Mr. Cunningham to you. He huffs. And I would think that you would be more concerned about your figure. No male wants to see his mate all bloated up after 3 plates of food. He chuckles and looks around, expecting the other adults to laugh along with him. They all actually look like they want to throw him across the yard. First, Kevin. I emphasize. Elite warrior training has many rules and regulations when it comes to hierarchy. All of the titles are earned by daily actions. You have not done anything of the sort, so what I choose to call you is based directly on your actions and contributions to the pack. And I don't think the Alpha King would appreciate you calling his elite warrior training camp roguishes, considering the mission that brought us here. Second, I'm pretty sure you just called me fat and unappealing. I train with my warriors for up to 12 hours per day. I gesture towards Gina and Lillian, have been on a mission for some time now, and have been awake for over 2 days. I think I've actually lost track. I look at my friends again, and they both shrug. I burn more calories in a day than you do in a week, and train hard enough to eat what I want. Do not concern yourself about what I consume, and don't let me hear of you talking to any other females in our pack like that. I won't stand for it. I throw his words back at him. There's room for you at that end of the table. I point at the furthest end, near my father, who moved when Alpha Lucas called me over. He stands there, not saying a thing. I think hoping, again, that someone would overthrow my instruction of him going to the end of the table. He finally concedes when everyone just sits there and stares at him. Damn, Biddy. Tell us how you really feel. Yep. I like the new little bit that was so hot. You are an idiot, you know that? I ask Sam. Yes, but you love me just the way I am. And Miss Alpha here, also hot. I may explode from the amount of female hotness in the room. We're outside. Lil looks at him and smiles. I know. That's the amount of hotness you all bring. Stop saying hot like you're 12 and just discovered girls. You're embarrassing yourself. My brother throws a piece of his roll at Sam across the table. He leans towards Gina and whispers, He's not wrong. That was impressive. I don't think anyone has been able to get that guy to shut up at dinner yet. He looks at me and then Gina for a long moment. The rest of the night went more smoothly, if not as comfortable. The Cunninghams stayed as long as we stayed, and we didn't touch on any subjects that were more than surface deep. I really have to figure out what Kevin's deal is. Gina is right. He should have been kicked to the curb by now. Something is going on, and it is affecting how the pack leaders relax in their safe space. At the very least, they need to move back into their own home. Luna Ava, I was serious about what you need from us tomorrow. We are headed to early training to watch what that is all about, but... Oh, you're going to love Sky training. Gamma Brett asks. I can't wait until you see that. He laughs. Why does everyone say it like it's a bad thing? It's literally named after me and is viewed as torture. What the hell? I look around at my friends, waiting for anyone to answer. None of them look ashamed, though. I narrow my eyes at all of them and settle on Oliver. He may be angry with me, but he has never beaten around the bush. Talk. He takes a deep breath and rolls his eyes back at me. Fine. They meet with us and run the full, original patrol loop, then are in the gym for an hour doing bag work, with no break, then head to morning training, and must be in the front near the trainers, working full out the whole time. It's not really an insult to you, it's actually an insult to them, because they can't do it, and it was your everyday normal. He shrugs a shoulder. Oh, she-tea. How long does it take you to run the border? Lil asks. If you're not actually running a patrol and just doing the loop, it's about an hour if you go full out. And how long is morning training? It's now 2 hours, mandatory. Cam looks serious. We've had too many attacks. All the surrounding packs have, so everyone has increased training and security. We'll show you in the morning. I nod. Well, in that case, I had better eat up. I'm going to need the energy. I start to get up to go get seconds, and Lil and Gina follow suit. No wonder you came into elite camp and didn't struggle at all. We were all wondering, Lil says, and then looks shocked. I mean, it's not a secret, you're small. It's deceiving, 'cause you come out and beast mode everyone. Lil says as we walk back towards the kitchen. I see Kevin out of the corner of my eye start to move like he is going to stand, and I know he's going to be like a 5-year-old and try to take our seats. We'll be right back. I need seconds so I can carbo load for training in the morning. I look right at him and then my dad, who has a curious look on his face, and head in. We were outside longer than I planned, and I can feel my eyelids drooping, no longer able to fight the sleep my body needs. All right, Tiny, that's it. You girls need to sleep. You have been through a lot in the last couple days. Let's go. Cam pulls my chair out from the table and scoops me up. I'm too tired to react quickly, and once I'm in his arms, I don't even care. He's so warm and his scent is so familiar and calming, it's almost more difficult to stay awake now. I hear a yelp and look over his shoulder to see Oliver carrying Lil and my brother has Gina, who's actually trying to fight. But she's no better than I am, and doesn't resist for too long. Where are you going? I thought we were going to hang out tonight. It's like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. Kaylee just doesn't fit with our group, and either she doesn't get that or doesn't care. We didn't have any plans tonight, and since we do have Sky training in the morning, we need to head up and get some sleep. Clearly, the girls' mission has taken its toll, Coda said somewhere near me. We started moving, and the swaying was so nice, and he was so warm. I just snuggled into his chest. I could care less where I sleep at this point. I'm so tired and so comfortable. We're all going up to the 3rd floor. I'm not dealing with Kaylee tonight, or in the morning. I don't who said it, as I'm in and out of consciousness. The next thing I know is I'm laying on a pillow-soft bed. I take a deep breath in and feel my body just drift off. Skylar? I shoot up from a dead sleep. I have no idea where I am, but I look around for Gina. Skyhelp, please, she cries. I try to move, but the blankets around me are holding me down. I can hear her panic, and I can't move to get to her, making me panic. My heart starts to race as I scramble to try and get my legs free. Sky? HELPME. HOLDONJENA. I'm HEREICOMING. I fight harder. What the hell? I hear groggily next to me. I turn quickly and see Cam looking around. Tiny, what's wrong? Smalls? It's Gina. I have to get to her. She needs me. Get me out of here. Skylar. This time she's crying and I shove, I don't know who, off the bed and take off running. I'm a little disoriented as I run out into the hallway. Gina, I'm coming. Where are you? Here, she cries again. I ran towards her voice. She's in my room. I run in the door, straight to her on my bed, and wrap her up in my arms. I'm here. You're safe. You're in my pack. You're in my room. You're safe. I'm here. She just grips my t-shirt tighter and buries her face in my neck and cries as I repeat my words over and over. It's like this anytime we change locations. She just doesn't transition well. Most of the time, if we share a room, she can calm the panic pretty quickly because she can find me. But if the dreams are too real or vivid, then it takes a little bit to get her to hear me, like now. What can we do? I'm startled. I can smell all the guys here now, but I was so focused on Gina. I didn't know they followed me in here. Lil walks over and sits on her other side. Nothing right now. She just needs a minute. Then she should be all right. I say to all of them. Lil and I just rock her until she is calm enough to pull away herself. I'm sorry. I should be okay now. You can go back to sleep. That was a bad one, though. Are you sure? I ask. Yeah, I'm good. I think it was just the unfamiliar sense in here. That's all. I know I'm safe. Go back to bed. It's okay. Do you want one of us to stay with you? Lil asks. I have no idea where she was sleeping, but if it wasn't in here, it must have been Dakota's room. They would have given my friends their own bed up here and shared the couch in the media room. But I don't know why the thought of her in Dakota's bed sends a shard of ice down my spine. He was with me and Cam in Cam's bed, so it shouldn't matter. No, I'm good. Go back to sleep. We have to get up early. You two go back to sleep. I'll stay with her. My brother volunteers. When Gina doesn't argue, I nod my head and get up. I walk to Cam and Coda, who has his hand out. Let us know if you need us. She nods and lays back down. We all go back to our beds, and I look at the twins. Don't ask. Not my story. We get a couple more hours of sleep before we have to be up for training. I'm tired, but I still feel better getting actual sleep than I have felt in the last couple days. As we head downstairs to get something to eat, I hear my name from the stairwell. I stop and look at the twins behind me. They both shrug. You all might as well come on in too. You're going to follow her anyway, Alpha Lucas says. We walk into the Alpha's office, and I can feel the tension. Something happened. What's going on? Is everyone okay? Why don't you take a seat? This is not going to be a fun conversation. And I know you all have plans today. They are all alive, but your warrior friends were ambushed. Osistin just got into contact with me. That's why no one has checked in yet. It must have been really bad. Lil stands behind me. Yes, clearly they had other priorities. There were no casualties on your side. They just confirmed with everyone in the last hour. Your friend Wyatt was sent back to the royal pack, though. He was cut with a blade that had something on it, and he's having a bad reaction. Full disclosure, I do not think any of this information is helpful for you. But I was told you need to hear everything I am about to tell you. He takes a deep breath and rubs his face, like this is the worst information he could give me. But he just said all of the warriors survived, so what could be worse than that? The rogues still appeared to be moving in this direction, but they are dispersed among several packs. So it looks like whatever this attack is going to be, it will be big. We need to prepare. And since you seem to be the main target now, growls sound all around me. Knock it off? She's been a target, we have always known that. Now we believe she has become target now that they know of or suspect your abilities. He looks right at me. What in the hell are you talking about? Mateo blurts, forgetting who he is talking to. Alpha Lucas ignores him and looks right at me. Elena said your training is more important now, so she brought this. He shoves a bound package to me. I already know what it is without even looking. There is a note with specific instructions. That's all I was told. I nod and pull the book close to me. I have to train myself in magic. This should be interesting. Alpha Reggie has his pack on lockdown. Right now, no one in or out, and he has advised the same for the surrounding packs. Which means you ladies are here for the foreseeable future. You will still receive training and orders, so pay attention to your link. But they are focused on the injured warriors and resetting their plan of attack, so it might be a couple days. He stops talking and closes his eyes. He takes 3 deep breaths, and I can tell whatever comes next, I'm not going to like. I hear a faint growl from his chest. Is he talking to his wolf? His eyes fly open, but they aren't their usual soft blue. They are a deep crimson, the eyes of an alpha, and I jump back in my seat. His wolf has never come forward to me before. A message was delivered for you. Lucas does not want to share this information. It is not pleasant, and we would both like to shield you from horrors like this, but it cannot be helped. He leans over and picks up another small box. My hand flies to my mouth, but I have no idea what could be inside. They said all of the warriors were accounted for and alive. I just start shaking my head. What is that, and why do you look like you've seen a ghost? Gina asks. I yelp. I completely forgot they were all in here with me. The last time we had a box like that in the pack, the severed fingers of a Luna were in it. A chorus of different curses come from all of my friends. Have you looked at it? Cam asks. We can't. It won't open for anyone who has tried so far. My guess is it was sent specifically for Skylar. He slides the box towards me. Absolutely not. What the hell, Alpha? Oliver slaps my hand down as I reach for the box. We know they are using magic now. What if they put some kind of spell on this to incapacitate her? Or worse? 12 people have touched it, and Elena looked at it while she was here. She did confirm magic, but nothing she tried would open it. She suggested that Sky open it and we all be ready for anything. N.O.? We don't know this, Elena. What if she is working with them? I can feel Oliver vibrating with anger next to me. I'm with Oliver. Find someone else to try it. My sister isn't going anywhere near that thing. Did you see Luna Ava's face when we found those fingers? Not happening. Yeah, Alpha. It seems like too much of a coincidence to me. We need to look more into it first. Coda says from somewhere else in the room. Biddy, you're giving me a migraine. You need to calm down, please. I know this is scary. You think I'm scared? You are all morons. Why don't we start with, let's ask Skylar what she thinks about the mysterious package, before you go making decisions for her while she is sitting in the fucking room. I get loud. Let me see the box. Biddy, no. It's not safe. We need to... Oliver, I love you, but if you want to maintain the use of your arm and vocal cords, stop talking and step away from me now. I look up at him, and he stares at me for a long moment. He must see something that lets him know I have this. Alpha pushes the box towards me, and I hover my hand over it, and I can feel the magic radiate off of it. The sensation is like feathers tickling my skin. Now that I know how to feel for magic in a space or on an object, I can't turn it off. I sense magic everywhere. Elena taught me how to feel for different types of magic. It's not really the magic. It's the intention of the spell that makes it good or bad. Good or light magic feels like feathers. Dark magic feels prickly, like when your foot falls asleep and you have pins and needles running up your leg. The box is simple, off-white, nothing exciting at all, and tied off with brown string. Well, I'm sure if anything was on here to poison, then all the other people who touched it would be sick now. I untie the twine and slowly lift the lid off of the box and drop the lid as soon as I peek inside. I am instantly lifted and sat in a lap. Warm arms are around me, pulling me back to a warm chest. Breathe, Biddy. You're safe. We're here. Take a breath and tell us what's in the box. Oliver gives me another little squeeze. I feel my whole body relax at his contact and gentle honey scent. He just knows. I do what he says and take a deep breath. Then I look at Gina. It's Tyler. What do you mean it's Tyler? How is that Tyler? Gina points to the 8-inch square box in front of me. I take another deep breath and lean forward. Lift the box lid gingerly like it might explode. I slide the top of the box and my friends lean closer. Gina gasps and slaps her hand over her mouth. My brother has her in his arms in a matter of seconds. She just stares from the box and back to me. It's a pair of green eyes. Just the eyes, removed from their body. Green eyes I looked into many times and tried to figure out what he was thinking, how he was playing me, wondering how he could be involved with the rogue group when he seemed so sweet, before I knew about his mate. They are wrapped in a tattered piece of material that I think was the t-shirt he was wearing when we escaped. His scent strong. It's in here on purpose. They killed him for helping me, and I feel sad about that. But at the same time, I feel nothing at all because he was willing to sell us out for a mate that was not true to him. Hey, talk to us. I feel hands on my face, and I blink hard a few times, trying to focus. Tiny, you're freaking us out. Say something, please. Tyler was one of the rogues on campus. He was how we made contact with them in the first place. We kind of became friends. I mean, we were both working an angle, so it wasn't real. In the end, his mate was sleeping with Mike, who wouldn't let them reject each other so he could inflict pain. In the end, he helped Gina and I escape. I took a deep breath and blew it out slowly, letting my cheeks puff out. We left him behind like he asked, left him to his fate like he asked so he could finally be with his mate. I know that he screwed me over, and I guess I understand his reasons. But I can't find it in me to hate him. I just pity him and hope he finally got what he wanted. I feel fingers rub my cheeks. Cam is still in front of me. Oliver still has his arms wrapped around me, holding me tight. This is the thing I have missed. The comfort that their friendship brings. We are stronger like this, and I can't forget that again, no matter how far I go. I can't cut them off again. It hurts too much. You guys need to go. You have a pack to run and a moron to punish. I look at Cam. I have orders I need to hear and follow. We will meet up with you, okay? I place my hand over Cam's and squeeze it quickly before removing it. I go to remove Oliver's hands from around my waist. Not a chance, Biddy. They can go and take care of pack stuff. I'm not leaving you alone. I take another deep breath and let it out slowly, rolling my eyes at him being overbearing. Don't you roll your eyes. One of us is going to be with you all of the time. Get over it. How did he know? He can't even see my face. He has always been direct and a little dry with his comments. But I appreciate that he is straightforward with me. I'll stay too. This is clearly a threat, and I want to know what is being done, Mateo says, and I really look at him for the first time. He has Gina sitting across his lap, wrapped in his arms. Tears are falling silently down her cheeks. She hasn't said anything since my very brief explanation of Tyler. I'm glad he has her. The memories of being held captive can't be pleasant for her, and having it thrown in her face like that was probably a shock. I'm going to go with the guys and see the patrol loop. I want to get an idea and be able to report back to Nathaniel and see if we can get his eyes in the sky. Mateo is right. This is a threat in the way the rest of you reacted. This is not a new concept for you. She's looking between Alpha Lucas and the rest of the guys. Alpha Lucas just seems to be taking everything in before he takes a deep breath in and agrees with our basic plan. Cameron, Dakota, Sam, and Lillian, you take the early morning patrol. Take your time and scent the area. Keep Lillian furthest from the border, though. If anyone comes across her scent, they may use it as confirmation that Skylar is here. since they seem to team together often. Mateo and Oliver can act as a protection detail until I have a full understanding of what is going on. We all nod, and they all make contact with us on the way out. Oliver, you're going to have to let me stand. I need to pace and move, or I am going to go crazy, and I really don't want to hurt you. I huff and smile a bit, trying to break the tension. All right, Sky. I need details, from the beginning, even the bad stuff. I look at him worried and then look at my brother and Oliver. Some of the bad stuff is really hard. I look at Gina again, and she looks terrified. And not my information to tell. I am wringing my hands and pacing the office. Where would you like me to start? How about from when you got onto campus? From what I understand, you were just there to help. How did you end up as a student? I know I had to give permission for your transcripts to be sent over after Principal Duncan gave Warrior Brogan a hard time. I nod my head and start from when we moved into the house and got Mina settled at school. I told them about the partial brand and how long it took both of us to recover from it. Why I started school with Mina, meeting Tyler, Mike, and Robbie. I glossed over the runs and my birthday. Finally getting into more detail of the night I was taken and what happened with Tyler's mate. I talked about captivity, leaving out anything that had to do with Gina's abuse. It's not my story to tell, and she has been frozen since I started talking. I may have to stay with her tonight. Her nightmares are going to be terrible. I finish with how Robbie helped us escape. Now I know that Tyler was killed for sure. I'm worried about Robbie. I shouldn't be. He was one of the guys to lure us in and take us. But he never laid a hand on me, and if he was around, neither of us were assaulted. I think he did his best to protect us, while also maintaining his status with the rogues. Thank you, Skylar. I know that wasn't easy for either of you. Alpha Lucas looks at me with sympathy. I just nod and scrub my hands over my face. I need to go work out or run or something. Alpha Lucas, what are our orders? I obviously have training to work on, I say, patting the wrapped book on the edge of his desk. Is there anything else? Warrior Brogan wanted you three to maintain your regular warrior training schedule, and for you to focus heavily on Elena's directions for you. He was not concerned with you being in school. He rolled his eyes as we both remember Kevin's suggestion last night. But it might not be a bad idea for you to have a presence in the school. Those kids love you, and seeing you back will motivate them to work a little harder in their own training. We need everyone ready, especially if the fight is coming here. I nod at him. We could do a patrol in the school. I know they aren't doing regular gym classes now that it's being substituted with training to fit more time in. Gina could beef up security and monitoring too at the school and around the pack. I look over at my friend. She still looks like she is in shock, but she makes eye contact with me and nods. Yeah. We should really look at all of that since there are so many ways to get into your pack because of the water access. I also don't think Sky should be a part of the patrol loop. Don't look at me like that. You know I'm right. Those D-AC heads are after you. You can't deny it anymore. That is proof. She points to the box. Her fire is coming back. I know how she feels about being seen as a victim and feeling like a helpless girl. It makes her angry and she's in a mood. He may have been a backstabbing asshole, but he was the one person outside your team that got close to you. You don't get to be reckless. You have to be smart. Do what you do best. Analyze and give us a plan. Let the warriors do the patrols. You need to lead. The three men in the room are just watching us like a tennis match. Gina, I don't want to be stuck here in lockdown any more than you do. Who said you would be in lockdown? Who is dumb enough to try that? I tilt my head to the side and look around the room. Well, men are stupid, so there's that. What am I supposed to analyze and plan? We need to be in the school, Alpha Lucas said it himself. You get these kids motivated. We all need to be ready. Ready to fight. Ready to protect. We need to have a plan to keep those kids safe, to keep your pack safe so they can make it through this. Her eyes well up. I see what this means to her now. I move in to hug her. They have to make it through this, she whispers in my neck. It can't happen again. She sniffles and then takes another deep breath before letting me go. Okay, I will go into the school. You should be with me. That way you can see what they are working with and update whatever is needed. I will keep Lil on patrol detail. It will allow us to cover more ground. Go catch up with Lil and the guys and take notes of the surroundings, and we will get more border security. I really need to work out and figure out what Elena wants me to do. I turn and look at the guys and Alpha Lucas. Are you okay with that, sir? I'm not sure what plans you have for your warriors, but we brought this here. We really need to make sure it doesn't cost any more lives. Yes, Sky, that sounds good. Why don't you go do your initial run around the pack, Gina? And Sky, after you go through your instructions from Elena, we can all meet back here for lunch, and Brett, Kyle, Daniel and I can go over our strategy with all of you. We all nod and I turn to Oliver. Let's go, big guy. I need to hit something. Everyone but Gina laughs. She knows what I mean. You aren't going to fight me on following you around? He sounds skeptical. No. 1, you'd do it anyway, so there's no point. 2, I have been tied up, tortured, beaten, starved, and left for dead too many times. Clearly, I am not supposed to do things on my own, and this is Karma's way of beating that into my head. He huffs a laugh and nods in agreement as I grab the wrapped book and head out of the room. I go to the kitchen because I'm starving, and Lenny still has the best breakfast ever. As I walk in, she has a smile on her face as she hands me a full plate, and then looks at Oliver behind me. I made you one too, Gamma. She turns and grabs a plate that was hidden behind her on the counter. Oliver takes it with a surprised look on his face. Thank you, Lenny. It sounds more like a question, and she giggles. You are taking care of our Skylar here, not just in the mood to be lazy. She winks at me. Are you planning to be out all day? Should I make you lunch? You like to forget to eat when you are onto something, and we can't have that, Miss Skylar. It might get a little busy. We just got orders and have things to do today. A lunch would be great, Lenny. Thank you. The rest of my team and the guys will be starving too when they get back. We got sidetracked on the way down here before training. Can you make sure they eat too, please? Of course, sweet girl. Now go eat before you get busy and forget. She winks again. We sit at the table set near the retractable window wall and start to dig in. Lenny is a genius. This food is so delicious. She knows exactly what we need and when we need it. But we aren't 2 bites in when the unmistakable sound of heels comes down the tiled hallway. Knowing what's probably coming, I start to stuff my face. Lenny, I need an egg white omelet with 1 ounce of cheese and no extra fattening ingredients this time. Oh, and a coffee with 2 creams, 2 sugars, 1 pump of vanilla, and 1 pump of caramel. And make it fast. I'm running late for school today. She still hasn't noticed us. Both Oliver and I have stopped eating and possibly stopped breathing to keep her from noticing us. Lenny, now. Unfortunately, the kitchen does not serve breakfast until 6 a.m. I am still preparing. There is coffee in the pot over there, if you would like to pour yourself a mug, Lenny says, as calmly as can be with her back to Kaylee, while shooting me a side look that tells me she wants to smack this girl in the head for her manners. Why do I smell food then? It smells like people have already eaten in here. Kaylee places a hand on her hip, stopping at the island where Lenny is prepping our lunch. Because all of our future leaders are already out working for the day, they eat before they go. Their schedule is different from the students, and I accommodate that. The breakfast buffet will be set up in 30 minutes for everyone else in the house. Lenny is calm and collected, like she is explaining something new to a toddler. I am your future Luna, one of your future leaders. You should accommodate me too. Kaylee growls at Lenny, and I am ready to get up and smack her myself, but Oliver shakes his head at me almost imperceptibly. Listen here, you little trollop. You may be in the Alpha's home, living off of his generosity, but you are not our future Luna. Our future Luna will be kind and respectful to all of the pack members. Our future Luna will appreciate everything that is done by the pack members. Our future Luna will see and notice each and every pack member. Before she takes the title, you will never be a Luna. Now get your coffee and leave my kitchen. You are interrupting my breakfast preparations. Kaylee's jaw is on the floor. I don't know if anyone in a service position has told her off like that, and I can't help the smile and small laugh that escapes me. I look back to Oliver, who is also smiling. We both cram the last of our food in our mouths. Lenny looks over at us. Miss Skylar, where will you and Gemma Oliver be? I will bring lunch to you after I deal with this. Lenny flutters her hand towards Kaylee. We are going to start in the weight room, but I don't know how long we'll be there. I don't want you to have to come looking for us. Why don't we stop back by when we leave? I will have it ready. Sorry for the delay. Lenny is laying it on thick, and Oliver and I are here for it. Thank you, Lenny. Oliver leans in to kiss her cheek. Yes, thank you. I give her a hug. Anything for you, sweet girl. She hugs me tight, and then we leave to head to Alpha Lucas's weight room. As we walk down the hallway, we hear Kaylee start to argue with Lenny. I can't help but smile. At least, not everyone lets the Cunninghams get away with everything. We walk down the stairs that lead to the cells. I can smell the rogue even if I can't see him. I was waiting until we had orders, but he may have no idea what's going on now, that it seems like the Rogue King's plans have changed. But I'm going to enjoy interrogating him anyway. We walk past the cells to the Alpha's weight room and head in. Once I get about 10 feet in, I notice the loss of Oliver's radiating heat from behind me and turn around. What's wrong? I can feel my whole face scrunch in confusion as he just stands in the door. He seems to be stuck in the doorway. He moves like he wants to follow but stops himself. I haven't been down here since, I don't come down here. He looks down at his feet, and it takes me a full 2 minutes to figure out what he's talking about. Oliver, that was almost 2 years ago. You're telling me you haven't been down here the whole time I was gone? No, I don't know if anyone has actually. That she was scary, Biddy. You had no color and were limp in my dad's arms. I actually had bruises form on my arms. I didn't know why at the time, but I know it was a reaction to what you were doing to yourself. I don't know what's going on with us, but you have no idea how hard it was to sit outside that door and listen to you beat the chef tea out of the bag and feel all the rage you had towards me, and I couldn't do anything about it.